In early February of 2026, we enjoyed our second visit to Puerto Vallarta. We were lucky that we arrived home about 10 days before the cartel shut the city down. In this video, you'll see the two places we stayed, the activities we did, and the restaurants we enjoyed. Our two excursions were the Hill of the Cross Viewpoint and a trip to the Botanical Gardens. We stayed in two different places in Zona Romantica. The first week, we stayed in a condo, and the second week, we stayed in the delightful Rivera del Rio boutique hotel on the River Quale. We booked the condo through Verbo, and the view was definitely worth it. The property was the signature pinnacle. This was our first time here. The condo is right in the heart of the action, about 3 blocks up from the Los Muertos Beach Pier. A note on this area: there are performing drag shows at night, and the popular Trist property is also close. We could hear music from both venues at night, but it never went late and we were able to sleep just fine. In fact, one afternoon when the Trist was having a party, Crystal was digging the music. It also had the added bonus of having a funicular. We used this quite a bit, as there were a few stairs up to the condo. There was an OXXO and a local Mercado store a couple of blocks away, where we could buy bottled water and other items. We had a great view of the firework display. The condo came with a terrific kitchen and even had an outdoor gas grill, so of course we went shopping at the Emilio Zapata market for fresh fruits and vegetables. We found a terrific meat market, and there are local bakeries within walking distance, so we were set. We also shopped at the Olas Altas Farmers Market, held every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. We even ran into Welcome to My Curls YouTuber Renee and her husband Randy about this farmers market. No, I don't have any pictures of us, but it was fun to say hi, and they gave us a tip on what to get at the pasta store. The afternoons were good for cooling off. The condo had a pool on the ground floor next to a swim-up bar.
It's feeling really good.
It's feeling really good?
Yeah.
Oh, you stand corrected. Anyway, this is a nice thing to do on a hot day, which is what it is today.
The Hill of the Cross Viewpoint is a free urban hike through the cobblestone streets of Puerto Vallarta, up the stairs to the top of Cerro de la Cruz. It's worth the effort for the unparalleled views of the city. Top tips: go early in the morning to avoid the more intense midday afternoon heat. Wear sturdy shoes. This is not a walk for flip-flops. And bring water. Our other excursion was to the Botanical Gardens. We took a bus from downtown. The bus leaves every half hour or so, and the fare is 50 pesos, or about 4 Canadian or $3 US. The bus ride was about 30 minutes and offered views of the coastline before turning inland and climbing to the gardens. Admission was 300 pesos, 24 Canadian or $17.50 US per person. We took a picture of the map of the gardens at the entrance, as they no longer hand out paper maps. The first thing we noticed about the gardens was how quiet they are. In fact, the gardens encourage you to talk quietly so as not to disturb the wildlife that is here. We enjoyed lunch at the Hacienda de Pro restaurant bar, which offers excellent Mexican cuisine with views of the mountain. The gardens have 130 specimens of 7 species of magnolias in their collection. There are approximately 250 different species of orchids and over 3,000 individual plants. When we arrived at the Our Lady of the Garden Chapel on the property, a wedding had just concluded. The chapel features unique bird-themed decorations. Just outside the chapel is a pet cemetery, complete with headstones honoring loved pets who have passed on. The Bridge of Dreams, El Puente de los Buenos, is a picturesque covered suspension bridge over the Arroyo La Lorena. We hiked down to the Los Horcones River and spotted this bird. We heard a lot of others, but this was the only one who wanted his picture taken. We spent about 3 hours at the gardens and really enjoyed it. It's well worth a visit. The second week we booked a room at the Rivero del Rio, which is branded as a bed and breakfast villa, right across from the Rio Quale. This is a boutique hotel with character. We loved the rooftop pool and bar, and our room.
Okay, so we just checked into the Rivera del Rio, and we're enjoying a dip in the pool on the 7th floor with this magnificent view behind us. And what are your first impressions?
Well, there's two pools at this hotel. One is a more old-fashioned traditional pool, like on a lower floor, which we will also have to try. And this is more the modern infinity pool. What I love about this pool is it's cooler than the one that we had at the other place, so it's very refreshing.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
We upgraded to the Vanity Deluxe room, and we loved our balcony overlooking the river, complete with iguanas basking in the nearby trees. One of the things I really enjoy is hearing the ambiance of a different city. At Rivero del Rio, I could hear the birds. We walked the River Quale several times. There's a bit of a rickety suspension bridge, which can be something of a challenge to cross. Cat Island is another name for Island Quale. There is a large population of feral cats here, and they are looked after by the locals. A note about walking in PV. I would recommend comfortable shoes or sneakers. The streets are cobblestone, and a lot of the sidewalks can be at varying heights. We walk the Malecon in the morning, and after dinner almost every day. We occasionally spotted whales, and it's always great to see the art on the Malecon. One afternoon, the Paplanta Flyers had climbed the 30-meter pole and were in mid-performance. One evening, a group of young locals were performing some folk dances. Okay, here are some of our picks for great eats. Los Muertos Brewing. We each had an entree and a beer, and I think the bill with tip was about $50 Canadian. We came here twice. The beer was that good. La Dolcevita. Great pasta. We each enjoyed an entree with a bottle of wine, and with tip, the bill was about 120 Canadian. We ate at 2 of their restaurants. We enjoyed an afternoon of beer and fries at the Sea Monkey, right on the beach. Fonda El Cucan, not far from the River del Rio, and great food. Tuna Azul. Terrific for tuna.
Well, we're here at Tuna Azul. We came by earlier this afternoon and made reservations because we heard it was so popular, and it's pretty busy in here today. It's about 6:45, and here we are in downtown Puerto Vallarta, one of the busy streets. We got served our margaritas, and we're just waiting for our seared tuna to arrive. Looking very much forward to it. So we just came back from having a delightful dinner at Tuna Azul. Highly recommend. It's like a block up from Los Muertos Pier, and very fresh. They go fishing on Wednesdays, the lady said. Fabulous.
It's a great trip to Puerto Vallarta, and again, we were fortunate to have made it home before the cartel trouble hit the city. So we're back in Victoria. We left a couple of days ago, got into Vancouver, stayed overnight, and then took a ferry back. So I got to joke with Crystal that I took her on a cruise for Valentine's Day yesterday on the BC ferries. Anyway, had a lovely time in Puerto Vallarta. Great to get some sun and get away in a dreary winter. We're back, and as you can see, it's quite nice and sunny, which is a pleasant surprise. A little cooler. Wearing gloves and thicker jacket. We were in 28, 29 degree weather in Puerto Vallarta, and now it's 5 or 6 degrees, but it's sunny, so
That's great.